Now, the next mistake I've observed businesses making is unintentionally geo-limiting their business. So what does that mean? This means using, for example, a street name, a city name, or a state name in their business when they may want to expand later. Now, however, it could make sense to do it and then still expand later. So let's go through some examples. First of all, though, let's talk about the country level domain. So Google, I believe, has a separate search engine for each country. So if you're not in the United States, it may be a good idea to use your country level domain if you're not planning on expanding outside the country. Now, for me, I would probably get the .com and the country level domain just to cover both bases. The next thing you may want to consider is the street name in your business name. It may make perfect sense. For example, my dentist used the street name in her business name and her domain name. And dental practices in our city are very competitive. There's quite a few of them. So using the street name in her business name may have helped her, so to speak, get her foot in the door. So if someone saw that name, they said, oh, this person's close to me, they're nearby, so it'll be convenient for me to use them as my dentist. So that gives instant recognition for where they're at and where they're located. So in a competitive market, that may make sense. And the last time I visited her, she rebranded. She changed her business name and her domain name because she opened a second location. So she did this, though, after she had tons of customers, and it takes like 2 months almost to get an appointment with her. So in this case, it may have made sense to use the street name at first and then rebrand because she had plenty of customers and money, I'm sure, to be able to do the rebranding. So using a city name is another way to geo-limit or to help brand your business and get customers. So I've used the city name as the integral part of my business name, like the city name, and say, for example, painter. So the Houston painter, for example, or the Dallas painter. However, if you wanted to expand to another city later, that would be difficult. The other way to do the city name would be the whatever painting company of Houston, or the whatever painting company of Dallas. And then if you expanded to another city, it would be relatively easy to open another location with the of and the city name. So if you use the city name integrally as part of your business name and domain name, you're geo-limiting yourself. If you add it on the end, you're not really limiting yourself, of course. So if you use the state name in your business name, that's another way to stand out to customers instantly. And I've actually tried this myself with some of my service businesses, small service businesses. And one time I got a call from somebody else in a nearby city saying they had legally protected their business name that included the state, and mine was pretty close to theirs, and they asked me to change it. So I did. No need getting in a legal battle over a small business like that. So I also worked for another company, a weight loss company, helped them for about a year and a half with their marketing, and they had the state name in their business name. And there were actually multiple companies in different cities with the state name in it. However, apparently one of these companies legally protected their name with the state in it, so they had to change their name. So if you're in a very competitive market, you may want to look into legally protecting your domain name if it includes a state or city, or otherwise. I'm not giving legal advice here. You talk to your lawyer about that, but that's just something to think about. And if you wanted to expand to other states, you could use the same approach as with the city and say let's say California or whatever state you're in. So that's just an idea of how to use geographical features without limiting yourself, hopefully. So I hope this is helpful. Stay with me as I go through the next mistake I've watched people make.